Oh, I've got this redwood railing that I need to repair. It got broken. This is actually the bottom run of it. It's all sheared all the way through. It attaches here. There's a post that attaches to it, and this end was freestanding and it's being snapped, breaking. So I'm going to try and fix it. I have this piece of aluminum channel. Unfortunately, it's not quite wide enough to encompass the whole thing, but what I plan on doing is cut off one entire edge of the channel so that it can sit on the bottom. Make a couple of cuts at the ends just to bevel it off. Make a cut where it goes by the post here and just bevel off the other end and fasten it on with screws. And hopefully that's going to hold it in place. So the plan is to use a hacksaw to cut one of these edges off, and I'm going to try and hold it in my workmate. That could be a problem, so what I'm doing is I found this piece of wood that fits into the channel quite nicely, and I'm going to see if I can clamp this in the jaws, sort of like that, and see if I can hold it while I'm sawing. So while setting up this piece of wood in the channel and clamping it, I discovered I needed another piece to space this off a bit, because when I'm lining up the saw, the head end was going to hit the table, so I've had to space it off a bit, which is why it has tape on there, because it doesn't matter if I cut through the tape, as long as I can get it into the jaws of the vise, holding three pieces. Right, so I've got the cut started. Seems to be doing fairly well. Looks like I've got about the right thickness on it. So I'm just going to keep going. And I didn't mark it out, I'm just eyeballing it. Yeah, I seem to be making some headway. I'm not really sure how much of this piece I'll be able to use because the blade is kind of short. I'll probably have to stop and then start again from the other end. Okay, so it kind of looks like 6 inches where this pencil mark in is probably about as far as I'm going to get with this saw cut. I'm just short of it now, so I'm going to cut it off at 12 inches and then start again from the other end. Right, here we are, set up for cutting the other direction. So I'm cutting down this side, obviously, and we'll get going, cut it off. Yeah, it looks like we've broken through. Yep, just held by the piece of tape at this end. Didn't take too long. At least I didn't have to go buy another tool. Yeah, not too bad. Pretty close all the way down. A little bit of a high spot at this end, but yeah, not that bad. Well, so this is kind of my original plan. Did want it to go all the way to the end, but that's not happening. There's the break. This is where the post was going to go, right here. So based on how soft this piece is, I don't think I want to notch it anymore, so I'm going to actually put it on the outside and do it all from the outside so it's about as rigid as I can make it. Just setting it up to saw straight down. Just cut this corner off so it doesn't catch on things that rub on it. Okay, so I'm going to use these for securing it. They seem to be about the right length, about the right size. Got a clearance hole of that and a tap drill of this. I'm actually going to tap drill the wood. I don't want to put these straight in, it will split it. So that should clear the base diameter of the thread, and then the clearance hole will clear the outside of the thread, which eventually is going to go in here, but I'm going to drill through first with the 7/64, put it on top of the piece of wood and do the clearance, the tap drill into the wood. So I've got 6 places I'm going to put these screws, marked them, center punched them, and now we can start drilling. Okay, the center punch just clears the hole. There we go, it just sticks through the hole there. So I'm going to put this on the piece of wood and just mark the 6 holes I'm going to drill. And so I know how deep to drill. I'm putting a piece of tape on the drill, and I'll stop drilling into the wood when it hits the tape. Here's the screw on the wood, so it should not come out the other side. It should be hidden. And there is the repair, all done. And yeah, it doesn't bend very easily now at all. Good. Okay, let's put it back on. So here is the fix in place. You can notice it, but it's quite rigid now. I grab this and start pulling on it. It doesn't really want to go anywhere.